There is a brand new XRP market cap multiplier tool that we just got, and the results will shock you. I want to show you in this movie how high the price of XRP can go when only a small amount of money is invested in it. Guys, ETFs are coming soon and are expected to bring in $8 to $10 billion in a single year. What could this mean for XRP's market cap? That's what this movie is about. Your help is very much appreciated as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy XRP, I'll list my best exchange, Uphold, in the video's description. So let's get started, and I hope you all enjoy what's coming up. Before I talk about the market cap multiplier, I'm going to start this video by giving you a general idea of the institutional growth we'll see. Guys, the numbers that come out of this market cap multiplier are going to blow your mind. To begin, Brad Garlinghouse just now said that the CME's XRP futures contracts are the fastest growing futures contracts on the CME. This is very exciting, and it's important to remember that there have been futures contracts for Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Right now, XRP is the futures contract that is growing the fastest. One thing I've tried to make clear on this show is that the prices of cryptocurrency assets don't always reflect what's going on in the world of crypto. That's because CME doesn't settle to spot XRP, or these other people deal a lot of XRP over the counter, OTC, through Ripple. I'd like to start this movie by giving you a big picture of how XRP will be used by institutions. After that, I'll talk about the XRP market cap multiplier, because guys, I'm telling you, what XRP can do will blow your mind when you see what goes into this market cap multiplier. However, let's get right to it, and I'd like to talk about something that Brad Garlinghouse just shared that really shows how interested institutions are. Brad Garlinghouse just wrote that the CME says XRP futures contracts are the fastest growing futures contracts in the history of the CME. This is really exciting because it means that the desire for XRP from businesses is through the roof. One thing I've tried to make very clear on this channel is that banks aren't always going to buy spot XRP on Uphold or Coinbase, right? They need a different kind of infrastructure, one that is made for institutions. And this institutional machinery hasn't been seen in the cryptocurrency market for a long time. But the CME's entry into the market and creation of futures contracts make it possible for banks to deal with crypto in a way that is comfortable for them. The CME, which is probably the least retail-oriented market out there, is seeing more interest in XRP than in Bitcoin, Solana, or Ethereum. Friends, the amount of money we're going to talk about is tremendous. The XRP ETFs that are coming soon are something we talked about. They are expected to bring in around $8 to $9 billion. Based on what we can see here from the CME, it wouldn't surprise me if the XRP ETFs were some of the most popular ETFs ever available. There is a lot of desire. That's because XRP is easier for people to understand than these other digital assets. XRP is a clear example of this. And that's very important because it makes XRP fit with how buyers think. What people want is something that makes sense to them. People who work at these standard institutions are used to putting their money into stocks and businesses that make money and add value to the world. People like XRP because it does exactly what they are used to. The direct use of, something they can understand, something they can touch and feel to really understand how powerful this tool is. Just based on the speculation around XRP, I think we will continue to see a huge number of institutions accept it. A lot of people will need to spend their money on the cryptocurrency asset class, and they will be looking for something that makes sense to them. XRP is the best digital product out there, and the futures contracts show that the people who are buying them agree. But before we talk about the market cap tool, I want to talk about one more thing. And Hugo Fillion has written a very interesting post. In fact, he was answering someone who was talking about L2s that are based on Ethereum. I totally agree with Hugo on this point. One reason XRP was made to be one of the best blockchains in the coin world is because of this. It wasn't like everything else out there. It didn't try to keep up with new things like NFTs and joke coins. Instead, it only worked on making a chain that was fast and efficient for institutional banking. Hugo said that the idea of an L2 is pretty silly. Anything that gets useful or famous enough to stick around will always be an L1. That's because that's where the value will grow. The whole Ethereum plan is no longer valid. Indeed, it was dead when it got there. Anyone who tries to redo L2/sidechains is either a fool or worse. The main thing Hugo is saying is that the Ethereum plan doesn't make sense. If you're going to make a strong coin application, why would you put it on a blockchain like Ethereum that makes almost nothing work? It's slow and not very useful. You could make your own blockchain, so why would you want to use another one that limits your abilities and security? This is how the XRP system has always thought. Level 1 is everything. This is a layer 1 file that you should issue. These are very powerful things that show the Ripple team was way ahead of everyone else when they planned these banking apps of the future. While everyone else was focusing on putting their chain on Ethereum, Ripple said, hey, the XRP ledger will be its own native one. Smart contracts will be built into the code. We are not going to add all of these pointless features to the financial system. It will only have the features that the world's biggest banks need. I think what we are seeing now is a large-scale move away from chains that were built on Ethereum, because in the end, it's only good for a short time. As soon as your app starts to be used or accepted, Ethereum stops having what you need and you have to move it off. This is a very big problem with Ethereum, and I don't think it gets enough attention. I believe that there are many factors that will lead to a large number of people leaving Ethereum. This is one of them, but it shows that XRP is in a class of its own when it comes to the real use case, when it comes to people building on these chains, and when it comes to the stories and rumors about it. After all that, I want to end this movie with something big that I know a lot of you are excited about: the XRP market cap multiplier.